Sharky and K-Rock's local bands for heavy metal fans.
Hey! Sharky here, and K-Rock's. Yeah, boy, this is the fifth time we've uploaded this video because we keep fucking it up. But you know what? This time it's going to work. This time it's going to work, and it is. And it's working right now.
The metal gods are on our side.
They are. They're on our side for once in our lives. So that
yeah, some of you may be wondering why the title says what it says, Professor Sharky.
Oh gosh, of course. Well, there are some certain things that we feel like a lot of local bands, and especially metal bands, because of the bands that we mostly care about the most. So different things that bands can do to improve on their bandship. That's not a word. Don't blame me. Fuck you. But they're able to improve on their bandmanship. I just made up a word right now. There you go. You could put that Urban Dictionary.
It's going to be on Wikipedia in about an hour. It'll be on Wikipedia in about an hour.
Bandmanship. Bam. There are certain things that bands can do to make themselves better. And it's something that I've been thinking about lately. And I brought up to K-Rox, and I told him, we're catering towards local music. That's kind of a thing that we do at the Metal Trivia. So, that being said, some various pointers, some tips out of the two of us which have performed local shows in our lives. So we know a little bit about it. And
mind you, because we're both idiots. So
yeah. And as you can see, we have a couple bands that we are going to review today. We have the Kronk Men and Bloodborn.
It's not all one word, by the way, people. That's two different bands, just in case you missed out on that one.
That would be fucked up if that was one whole band name.
Yeah, coming to the stage, Kronk Men Bloodborn. Okay, which one is
it? What? Hold on. So, I was saying previously before we were streaming and we got fucked up, but we have a buddy of mine, or a buddy of ours actually, Chucky. We call him Chuck, whatever. Chuck the Chuckster, whatever. He's our little redneck friend, and we'd like to invite him on sometime. And the thing is, we had previously before on our cover photo where he was just kind of there for a minute, and we cropped him out. It's like we purged him completely. But it's not that we purged him. He's just not going to be a permanent host like we thought he was going to be. It's going to be a bit different. But we're going to invite him on. It's going to be hilarious. We're like a goddamn trio, man. If you guys can hear us talk.
Of obnoxiousness.
It is just the utter ridiculousness of hilarity is the least I can put it. I don't know. I can't really explain it in words. But we'd like to get him in, and it'll be a lot of fun. So, that being said, let's start off this podcast talking about different things some of our band friends can do to improve. And I think more than anybody, I think there are a lot of veterans out there who've been playing a lot of music and who've been playing live shows for quite a lot of years, who probably be like, well, that's obvious. Shut the fuck up. But then again, there are new bands, people who've not really played the whole, a lot of live venues, and we feel like it's something that's worth hearing, and and don't take it as like you suck. Don't take it as that. It's not a harsh insult. This is constructive criticism. So I'm going to start out, and this is my point. I believe that 80 or 90% of the reason, in my opinion, why a lot of bands fail, specifically I think metal bands, is live performance. It's stage performance. Because when you're playing a high energy music, it takes a lot of it takes a lot of energy to take that sound and put it in a live setting and make it I don't know, I guess just make it seem like you are inspired by your own music. And if you can get your audience to mirror your performance, then they're going to be just as electrified as you are. And I notice a lot of new bands when they come out, and it's not their fault because a lot of people have stage fright, or it might be, I don't know, a physical ailment or something. It could be that. I don't know. But most of the time it's a stage fright, and it's just they're just not used to playing live venues. So
the biggest thing is with your performances, you got to have presence on stage.
Yeah.
You have to basically have that presence. Because without it, you don't engage with fans, you don't engage in your music, and people think you're disinterested.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like if you can't get into your own music, then how do you expect anybody else to get into your music, is the point. And it's easy to fall into that trap. It's just like, well, you know, I'm kind of nervous and all that. But, I mean, there's some, I guess you could say some mental tricks around that, because you really don't want to think about the fact that you are performing and you are trying to entertain an audience. Obviously, you're entertaining an audience. That's why you're there. But you're also there to entertain yourself because you love your music. You're confident in your music. And if you're not confident in your music, then you need to go home. There's no point in being there.
If you can't enjoy what you're doing. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, pack it up. Seriously.
Yeah, just go home, pack it up, practice. Go home and practice. Not an insult. This is criticism. I've seen a lot of bands, a lot of newer bands do this. It's something I wanted to point out. And actually, I got the idea for this. And this was I just recently I saw Having Kittens live a few days ago, and their vocalist did exceptionally well. This is Dustin, and his performance was, I mean, he was just on top of it, and he was just carrying the audience there. You could definitely tell, and I mean, I was getting into it. But there was some other bands that were there. I'm not going to name who they are, and especially because I don't want to, veer off any listeners and say, "Oh, I don't want to listen to them." No. That's why I'm not going to say who they are. But I've noticed it's not so much the music. That's a different category. But the stage presence itself, it's like, it's just so excruciatingly boring to watch. And it's like if you had some more enthusiasm in and how you're expressing your music. I mean, the thing is, like, you could be your sound could be absolutely shit. Like your music could suck, but if you have if you know how to perform it and have good stage presence, it can almost give the illusion like you actually sound good. But it's also on the contrary. Like your music could be great, but if your live performance, if your stage performance isn't good, it could also give the illusion that your music isn't very good either, because people are just bored watching you. I mean, if you're like in a doom metal band or a prog band or whatever, I don't know. But if you're playing like grind or thrash or any of these like really hard, heavy like death metal, and your guitarist just kind of standing there or whatever, your vocalist has just his head like down to the ground and just pacing back and forth, like that's like go home and try again. It's like that it really doesn't set up a good impression, in my opinion, because especially if I buy your record and I go out and want to see you live, and it's just like, well, I could have just stayed in my car and listened to the record. It wouldn't have made any difference. You know what I mean?
You get that sometimes. And like we said, this is just constructive criticism. We're not naming names. No naming. No name dropping.
No, it's no name dropping, and this is just kind of an in particular thing, and it's just been kind of inspired by some things. But we at the Metalist Review really want to see bands succeed, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. We want to see the local scene grow. We do, all across the nation and all over the world. For our international listeners, thank you for tuning in. We want to see everybody succeed, whether it go from the local to the big leagues, or whether you just want to stay local. It doesn't matter. We want to see everybody succeed. We love local music. That's what we're here about. We're here for y'all.
for y'all. Don't confuse it, then you'll lose it. So what do you say we play a little bit of that?
Just stayed on paper.
God.
I told you not to do that joke.
I had it in my head, and it's my brain. I don't know. God dang it, brain. All right, so.
Dang it, Darky.
Bull. You know what? I do a really good Hank Hill panicking impression. I think I do. So.
Kind of sound like haunted Hank Hill.
Haunted Hank Hill. Yeah. I don't even want to do that.
Yeah, you do. You're going to do it anyway, so just get it out of your system.
Dang it, Bill. Bull. This is the stupidest fucking podcast on the planet. I swear to God.
We say that every time. But we got music.
We got music.
Kronk Men.
I want to listen to these guys. I'm really into like experimental, like noise rock stuff. I like Swans and stuff like that. So I don't know what these guys sound like. I haven't listened to any of it. So
we're gonna hear it here first, here.
Yeah, this is gonna be off their album called 3. I think it's just called 3. You can check their stuff out. They got like 3 albums on their Bandcamp. It's listed in the description. And I guess we're just gonna play something.
Just pick a number between 1 and 3 and just play something. There you go.
Yeah, I guess so. You know what? I'm gonna play their first track. Usually that's the safe thing to do. This one's about 5 minutes long.
All right.
So, yeah.
Strap in, ladies and gentlemen, for the Kronk Men live on the Metalist Review.
This is called The Cornucopia of Evil off the album 3 from the Kronk Men. That's the cornucopia of evil by the Kronk Men. And, whew, dude,
yeah, all right.
Dude, say what?
It was the cornucopia, all right. Holy crap!
You know, this is the type of music that I like. You know, like
yeah, I understand that, I get it, and I understand what they're doing. I understand where they're going with it. I mean, it's experimental noise. That's what they said, and that it was. I just have one minor little critique. Y'all might want to pull the bass down a little bit because it's drowning out a lot of your guitars.
Yeah, you know what? I'd have to agree. The guitars, I wish they would have been turned up a little bit. But I think, I think it's worth pointing out that this drummer is a fantastic
all over
drummer.
The place. I mean, he's doing stuff.
Yeah.
I wish some drummers would actually learn to do.
Yeah, very jazz oriented. I could tell some influence of jazz there. With the guitars, very Tom Morello-ish, sort of Mogwai style, like screaming kind of like windy storm, very effect-wise, very interesting. And I'm very interested in like the implementation of like neo-psychedelic in metal, which has never really been done exactly. And the only band I can think of that has ever accomplished that has been Voivod. But that's very thrash in prog. And a lot of bands, when they try to be psychedelic metal, it's either you fall into the trap of prog or doom or stoner rock. And it's like, no. Like, what the Kronk Men have done here is what neo-psychedelic is, if you listen to neo-psychedelic, like Black Angels or whatnot, and make it heavier. And this is why I like this band. I mean, if you want to call it metal, call it metal. I don't know what they want to call it, what they call themselves, but this is pretty heavy. And
it is definitely.
Yeah.
Me personally, I would like to have heard a little bit more of the guitars coming through, because the drums and the bass are there. I just would have liked to hear the subtle nuances and the technicalities of the actual guitars themselves. I would like to have heard that. But what I did hear was good. Again, just...
Well, I'm going to play something from a different album. We're going to go back to another album. I'm going to play... let's see here. This is off their album 1. It's all numbers.
It's deep, remember?
It's really...
What up you got? I got 2. I got 3. Hey!
I wonder what...
Zeke down the road's got 1. Let's go over there.
I wonder when 4's coming out.
Oh, boy.
This one's called Elk Hammer. Fuck it. Let's listen to Elk Hammer. This is off the album 1.
Why not?
folks. That was Elk Hammer. The Kronk Men. You know, that's...
Elk. What they call that? Elk Hammer?
Elk Hammer, yeah.
Sounded like they were hearing something.
You know...
That it didn't like it.
they were breaking something with it. You know, this very bass-oriented band... very, you know, I noticed it's kind of like a Primus-esque sound in this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the first one was close to like a typo sound. Yeah. This one is very Primus.
Very Primus kind of sounding. I did like in the middle of this song that he had a really good bass lick. I liked that. But yeah, you got the bass all over the place in this.
I'll definitely say this. This is experimental done in a way that personally I've never heard before. This is good experimental.
Oh, absolutely. I'd have to. I like this band. I'm going to listen to more of them. Because I like that psychedelic sound, and when it's done right, and this is heavier too, and it's something that we really get to hear a lot. This is very Primus oriented. I could do a little bit Primus. I don't know. We have to check out some more of their songs some other time. But from the two that we've checked out, I'd have to say Elk Hammer. I like them.
Yeah. Fingers up right there.
There you go. There you go.
Definitely. But, moving right along. And, again, shout out to the Kronk Men for getting in touch with us. Thank you for getting in touch with us and sharing your music with us and giving us the ability to share it with our listeners. Keep doing what you're doing. Experimental done right. That's all I got to say about it. Again, I still have to say the newer track off of that album 3, I believe that was the first one.
Yeah, Cornucopia of Evil, I think is it.
You can be bass heavy, just try to balance it out a little better so we can actually hear everything that's going on. Because there's a lot going on, there's a lot to take in.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on that we don't hear, like the guitar sound. A lot of that is kind of drowned out. But that doesn't take away that the bass sounds good. It's just we've noticed there's sort of a balance that we'd like to hear. But that's not shutting down the band at all. It's just a minor criticism. That's all.
That's just a minor criticism from two metal fans who happen to be complete idiots. So
we're music critics. What do you expect us to do? So, so we're going to go right along back to where we were talking about. This is Metal University. So, K-Rox, what was the point you wanted to make?
Here's the point I want to make. Welcome to Metal University 101. This is Professor K-Rox right here. And this is something that I've noticed a lot of bands pull off. And I've even noticed this with bands I've been in. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay? Covers. Okay? This is the big thing about covers. Covers are meant to get listeners. Covers are not meant to keep those listeners. Okay? Unless you are a cover band, and that's what your entire goal is to cover this mainstream band with your own flair, fine. But if you're going to do a cover, make it a tasteful one. Do one that practically nobody else has ever done, first. Second, do it in your style. Whatever your style happens to be, do it in that style. Like, say, if you are melodic deathcore, and you want to do Sad But True by Metallica, why you want to, I never understand, but whatever. Do it in melodic deathcore, damn it. Don't try to emulate Metallica.
Well,
plain and simple.
If you know how to play a song in your genre, like, I don't know. I mean, look, this is going to get a lot of hate. I'm going to get some hate. We were just talking about Primus earlier. I think Primus's version of Master of Puppets doesn't sound very good. But that doesn't mean that there's not talent behind it, because there is, because Les Claypool is God. But that cover is just, I don't think it works out.
Oh boy. Yeah. Another thing, you'll know this from me, and I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to get hate for this. I love
getting all
Sepultura.
fucking kinds of hate. God damn it.
It's like, I love Sepultura. Felicia is probably my favorite song from Sepultura. But their version of Smoke on the Water, absolutely horrendous. It was the worst cover of that song I have ever heard in my life. Okay? And I'm a huge Sepultura fan. Always have been, always will be.
Bloody
Fuck
Roots.
Fuck all the haters. But
Yeah.
seriously, covers are there for you to just basically broaden your own horizons. Try something different. Don't bank on a cover. Whatever you do, don't bank on covers. That's all I'm saying. You got anything you want to add there?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to throw out some covers, I agree. You don't want to solely just make that your thing, because then you're going to obviously have a problem. You're going to have to overcome that with your own music. I mean, if your music is just as good as your cover, then that's great. But I mean, yeah, I've seen some bands do that where they're just solely focusing. They have this one cover song that they'll play at a show, and that's just what they're known for. And then they just put these albums out, and nobody's buying them at all. It's just a trap, I think. But it doesn't mean don't do covers, obviously. But you definitely would have focused on originality, I think, is what's important.
Very much so. Originality, performance, stage presence. It doesn't mean you can't do covers, because you can. You can. Just be careful with it. Don't automatically throw all your eggs into one basket, and then you end up cheesing it all over the place.
I was just about to say cheese it.
Damn it, you make me hungry.
Dang it, K-Ross. So, don't
Yeah, they got stupid.
don't get your butt weaves in a bundle now. So,
God damn it.
and now I got a what the fuck. Hello there. Just kind of staring at me. All right.
You have headphones for him.
No, I don't. I guess he's just gonna sit there and look at me. No one knows what the fuck we're talking about. You know, if you want to check it, we might have something on our Instagram. We might.
It might be there.
If there is, there might not even be any context at all. I'm actually having fucking Instagram. Like I just don't know, man. Instagram is hard. Like, I don't know. How about you know what? Fuck it. Go check us out on Photo Bucket. How about that? Just go back.
Don't go to Pornhub. Just don't go to Pornhub. Don't do that.
Yeah, we got E-Bombs World. We got Newgrounds accounts. Follow us on there. We got a MySpace.
Nobody has a MySpace anymore. What the hell are you talking about?
I did have fucking music. I had a band called Burn the Memory, and we had some like 4 songs on MySpace, and I had no idea how to extract them from that fucking website. And then was it in the news like a couple years ago, last year? Like everything from Facebook 2012 and back had been completely deleted. So it's like, and no one cared. No one cared, but I cared because I'm like, even though I couldn't even listen to that shit, I was still like, shit, that was like the only way I could access our band's music. I don't know. What the fuck?
Like, damn. Stepping away from the metal for a second, I want to put a question out there to all the listeners. Just throw it down in the description of the video. Your comments on this. I really want to know this because it's been a hot source of topic all across social media for the last goddamn since fucking January. Okay, I really want to know everybody's opinion. Is WWE dying?
I have no idea.
Are they in their dying days?
I don't know anything about wrestling. He does. I think Vince McMahon, I know enough about him to know that he's a fucking asshole. But that's about all I know. He doesn't like pay his wrestlers enough. Their health care, doesn't give them health care, treats them like shit. That's all I really know.
It's terrible. I mean, it's terrible. No wonder everybody wants to jump to AEW. Which, by the way, AEW, keeping it metal. Go Cody.
I don't know what that means. But I agree. I agree anyway.
All the pro wrestling fans out there, all the wrestling fans out there will know what I'm talking about.
I passively agree.
All right, so we got another band on tap.
Yeah, we do. It's Bloodborn. They had reached out to us. It was under the same comment thread that Kronk Men had reached out to us as well. So, hey, that works out. That's awesome. That saves me a lot of fucking time.
Saves me a lot of time, trouble, headache, and fucking else.
They had given us a music video. And unfortunately, we don't know what we're doing, so we don't know how to play the video on here. But maybe we'll figure it out eventually. The name of the video is Medicinal Zombie.
Well, this ought to be interesting.
Yeah. So, I guess, do you want me to watch the video and critique the video, or do you just want me to play the song and just let people... I mean, I got the video in the description. Do you just want to play the song? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure out how to do the videos later on, but people, for those of you that want to watch the video, it is linked in the description.
Yeah.
So go check that out, but the music will be played here for y'all.
I will. We will check out the music video and we will comment on it. But we're gonna play the song for you guys, and we'll comment on the song because the song is more important than the video. You got to be honest here. So
yeah, being real.
But yeah, we'll get to the video. But this is it. This is yeah, we haven't really mentioned where these guys are from at all. Neither Kronk Men.
It's from Oregon, ain't they?
Yeah. These guys are from Lewiston, Maine. Kronk Men. I want to go back to them. They're from Bend, Oregon. If anybody's interested in seeing them. But yeah, we got their stuff linked. Go check their stuff out over there, their Bandcamp. But yeah, we're gonna go and play this song. This is Medicinal Zombie. This is the one they wanted us to play. So gonna go and hooker this up now. Here we go.
Every day is always
Okay, Medicinal Zombie by Bloodborn. Hey, hey.
God damn. My throat hurts now. Holy shit.
That's
Do you have any vocal cords left? Seriously, that's all I have to ask. Do you have any vocal cords left?
If I were screaming it, you know what? I would have probably just ran someone over with my car already. I'd be in handcuffs, right? Being taken away, and I'd be fucking flipping them, bamming them all over the place. Yeah. This is good death metal. This is good.
Shit.
This is good because you have different versions of death metal, and this is like reminiscent to like late '80s, like early '90s, like sort of like it reminds me of Vader a lot, and which is good because I love Vader. But you listen to like a lot of new death metal, and it's just really fast, a lot of inspiration from Nile, and it just which was fine, but these guys are accentuating their music. Their riffs they're tangible. You can grab onto them. The drums locked on there. The vocals make themselves obvious. I think this is a good, solid death metal band.
Musical transitions are perfect. They're well timed. That vocalist just drew you in from the get go. From the moment he first started fucking vocalizing, you were there. That was it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, that is a hallmark of death metal, plain and simple.
Yeah, and like I said, this is bringing it back. This is rewinding death metal back to its roots. You know. Oh yeah.
So making a comeback possibly out of the Northeast.
Yeah,
it's possible.
Maybe. You know, I didn't hear a lot of blast beats in this. I wasn't really paying attention that much not like I wasn't paying attention because I obviously was, but it's another key thing of like really modern death metal is just this one was keeping it real the entire time. You know?
It wasn't. If you're doing what you do and you do it well enough, you don't need the blast beat, honestly. And this drummer definitely did not have to.
Yeah,
and probably did, but I must have missed it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't be 100% certain because there was a lot going on. But I honestly, this drummer nailed it.
Yeah, I think everybody did.
Were on. Bass was clear, clean, and crisp. Everything came through. It was all very even keel.
Yeah, this is pretty good, man. But yeah, like I said, very Vader sounding. So let's check out another one. I want to play, this is a song called Deformed Dying God. And I want to play that because it reminds me of that Celtic Frost song.
Yeah.
So here we go. This is Deformed Dying God.
You're
This deformed dying god, Bloodborn. That fucking kicked ass.
Like,
dude, that fucking man, that riff, that had me hooked, man. That I don't know, that vocalist, so versatile. I mean, you could very different styles happening here. I noticed the sort of semi-clean vocals he was doing sort of reminded me of anybody who heard that. It's a Fear Factory song called Concreto, where he does that. Hammer down, like something like that. Like, I don't know. Very interesting. Then he kind of came in doing the screeching, which I'm saying things that it reminds me of. But that's a good vocalist.
That's a vocalist that definitely has range, and those are hard to come by nowadays. Very hard to come by.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking like traditional style death metal, it's really difficult to get somebody with range. And this guy definitely has the range. Drummer, again, solid outing. Guitars and bass, I got no complaints whatsoever.
Yeah, you got any criticisms?
Yeah, I really don't. I really don't.
I can't say I do. The two songs that we've listened to, I think, I can't think of anything.
I really can't think of anything. Good, solid outing. Definitely a band to watch out for. And everybody up there in Maine, if you haven't heard them yet, check them out. They get the fingers from me.
Yeah. Two horns up from Sharky.
Like,
so,
yeah. We've had some pretty good music on this episode.
Yeah,
really
we have. Hey, we've had good music on every one of our episodes. And we appreciate every single thing, every single request. Right. We appreciate it all. And we're trying to get back. We enjoy what we're doing, man. We're just fucking around. We're just a couple of idiots that just want to listen to music and tell people what we think about it, and people want to listen to our opinions. So that's pretty cool.
Again, out there, everybody who has actually followed us, listens to us, checks out the live feeds and everything else, we want to thank you, because we couldn't do this without y'all. We really couldn't. I mean,
yeah, thanks for hanging in there and supporting us. We have a lot of technical problems because we're dumb shits and we don't really know what we're doing. But hey, you're sticking around, and that's nice to see. But we learn from this shit, and hopefully we could just get better at it. So,
and the more shows we do, the better we're going to get. But upcoming episodes, got to talk about this.
Sure.
Really got to talk this about. We know we got a bunch of bands on backlog right now. We're sorry we haven't gotten to you yet, but your time is coming. Your time is coming. Believe that. Plus our good friends at Hammer Forge Records, Ryan Vasquez, thank you for the email. Definitely an upcoming show. Going to be featuring them. Memories in Broken Glass. Melodic metalcore out of Texas. Definitely watch for that one. Plus, we have some new updates. Catch 22 coming out with a new album later this month. Thank you guys for keeping us informed on that one. Also, Despised Morning. Remember them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Christian Thorne let us know. They got a new track out. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Definitely going to keep an eye on that one. Definitely got to check that out at some point in the near future.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to hear that.
Yeah, I'm real excited to hear about it. And just for all those that are still waiting in the wings, trust me when I say this, we are for local bands. We're getting your music out to the heavy metal fans. Send us your stuff. Hit us up. Email's right there.
No back is left unscratched. That's what we say. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. It's going to say on the back, it's going to say scratch here. You get a little sniff. You, smells like local metal. Smells like fucking tin. I don't know what that smells like. But
it smells like iron. That's heavy metal.
Iron. Yeah, there you go. Iron sounds better than tin.
Yeah, tin just sounds kind of flimsy and bleh.
Yeah, okay. We can agree there.
Besides that, folks, thank you for putting up with our technical difficulties. All I got to say to everybody out there listening and everybody that watches the podcast, keeps it real with us. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it, and I know you appreciate the music. So, with that in mind, all I got to say is, I'm K-Rox, he's Sharky. Keep it banging.
Yep. And I had something to say, and I completely forgot what it was. But that's okay.
So, but as in within every show, we must come to a close and let the internet do its thing. So, remember, local bands, send us your stuff. We'll get it out there to the heavy metal fans. Remember, bangers, we're here, and heavy metal never dies.